Hey YouTube, we're on. Ah, 6 minutes to spare. So we're going for end of Ibanez RG week. Hey Daniel! So I'm starting with the first RG, not the first one I got. The first one I got was the white one. I'll play second. Every half hour. So at 5:30 I'm going to switch, try and get through all of them. Hey Scott, how's it going? Hey Alex, how's it? Hey Scott, video is spring. Daylight. What video is stuttering? Steam's current bitrate is lower than the recommended. Well, we'll see what I can do. I might be able to reduce something. If I go over here, wait with you just a second. Saying good now. Didn't do anything, but it changed. I did drop that pick. Have I got another pick? Annoyingly, I seem to have lost all the picks that aren't black. I remember always having a problem with putting black picks on top of my Softtech amp. Still got 2 minutes, but I'm going to start early. Oh. Has it calmed down now, or is it still stuttery? Although that was a wee bit of a jitter. Oh. Cheers. Oh. So I did 10 miles on your bike yesterday, Alex. It was great. Hey, Andrew. Definitely some sound issues. I mean, I'm not really doing anything different. Okay, cool. I mean, it's like, it's not, annoyingly, it's just like a wee bit noisy there, I get it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so 10 miles on your bike yesterday, Alex, that was fun. I nearly died on the way home coming up the hill, but oh dear. Hey Ben, how's it going? But I mean, been playing that RG all week. I've just been playing this since I started this, and this guitar is lovely. So I nearly bought another Ibanez RG yesterday. Well, technically not an RG, a gem. It's like, oh God, what am I doing? I don't know. Get carried away with these things. Anyone else suffered and bought a guitar this week? Technically, it was only last Saturday or last Sunday I bought the black RG, which I will get to at 9:30 or something. I don't know what number this is. But it's daylight, spring has sprung, summer is here. Still cold sometimes. How's my skin? Well, the scap, I don't know, are these jeans too tight? We got a content warning on YouTube. I can't remember whether I've got the adverts on. Ugh. Yeah, because that big scab was huge. The wee scab was twice the size of that scab, and that scab was bare like that. So 2 weeks. So at least I'm healing, which is good. Hey Stevie! Just missed some gratuitous knee porn there. Yeah, so the guitar I'm looking at is a Gem. And it's my pal, the guy who I got my, I've done a couple of swaps with him and stuff like that before, in Kilseath. So I know where he lives just up the road. I'm totally sure it's him. The guy's got an unfortunate name that he can't use it because it's got a swear word in the middle of his actual, his second name. So he's always got he keeps changing his name on Facebook because he can't type his actual name into it. But anyway, it's dead cheap. It's like the bridge pickup's broken. And he's put a one from a Gibson Explorer in it, and there's cracks on the back. Lacquer cracks. I don't know, but it's cheap. For what it is, but I was getting a bit carried away with it last night, thinking, go and have a look at it today. It would be quite a good guitar safari because I could go on my bike. And I've noticed it says premium, not prestige on it. It's like, oh, what's premium? Premium means not Japanese. It's like, oh, this is a £1,500 Ibanez that isn't even Japanese yet, and it's like, this is the cheapest one that they made at the time, and it's made in Japan. Still an RG, on a 140. Your Honor bass arrived from Birmingham. All good things come in threes. Oh, is it the Honor jazz bass with the thing? Did you show me that before? We talked about it before. Hey Jeff. Yeah, I think we decided. I'm sure I remember definitely talking about thinking what you want a jazz bass that goes with that. So that's you got the telly with the strap pickups, or the strap pickup in the neck, I seem to remember. You've got the Strat. You've got that mad, when someone commented on that yesterday, or this morning, the mad multi-sound sort of jazz master thing. Now you get the bass that goes with it. So is that the four you've got? You put a picture on the Facebook page. Right, okay, yeah, I do. That rings a bell. Hey Dave. Oh, I'm enjoying that bucket a bit too much. We'll start taking small sips now. I'm going to start cycling through the RGs a bit quicker, actually. Might come back to this one. But this is one that I forgot I had. Well, I didn't have it. JPAX is currently moving house. And I'm looking after all of our stuff, and this guitar's basically been sitting through in my going to be a YouTube room since I did a video on it months ago. And it's like, I was asking the other night, do you have any RGs, seeing as it's RG week? She was like, was there not one sitting? Like, yes. So I actually ended up having a a Gen Jam last night playing this. So this is the... very handily says on the back of it, doesn't it? If it hadn't turned all the lights off. It's a 350 DX, made in Indonesia. Set up by me, it was white. Still got the white headstock. Significantly heavier than all the other ones. Well, I don't know what's significant about it, but it is significantly heavier. Oh, the J-Pax Telebass, it's amazing, isn't it? What is it? Aye, there. Yeah. Well, it's aye. Is it the concept I like? I mean, the artwork on it's brilliant, but it's also it's the guitar. Like, I think there's a gap in the market. Squire Classic Vibe made a Telebass, not exactly like that, but that kind of concept where you've got like, you know, a couple of pickups in it, but it's still proper Telecaster shape. I think it would sell. But I'm just getting this thing with the pickups. I've restrung my J-Pax RG and it's got 3 Seymour Duncans in it. It's got me £400 worth of pickups in it, and it's like this one needs to be better contact cleaner. So we got single coil in the middle. This is just a standard set. Position 4. Got automatic coil splitting. But what it was really demonstrated to me when I've remembered about this last night was immediately how I was just confident with it. It was like, that's fine, you know, it's just like one of those ones where, yep. So this one of these set up properly, or a hardtail one, this is a Lloyd Rose, but I've already set it up. Just trust it. Let me put that Telebass on now since we're talking about it. If I mute that, and then I plugged it into the wrong lead earlier on. The chances of this still being in tune from yesterday are not brilliant, but possible. But now my super setup, I've actually got a tuner running. Yeah, there we go. You got to forgive these things for not being in tune. When yesterday it had never been a bass before. Is the amp actually on? It is. Alright. Just get back into my comfort zone here. Guitar that I think's in tune. Yay! It's like a Moorcroft version. I don't know. I don't really understand art myself. Hey, Sloaney, what are the JPAX bodies in your sofa? Yeah, they're just ones that are in the process of being done. You know, sneak previews. In various stages of completion. Maybe something, millions of pounds worth of art just sitting there. See, that's what I don't know. There's something about this one though. Oh, that's not even without split. Oh yeah, it's a super wanky guitar. I'll love it. Yeah, sorry, you did say it took you ages to find that multi-sound one. It's just, I didn't. No, the only other one I've seen is when someone commented on the video of your one, my one, just saying, took me ages to find one of these, blah blah blah, something like that. It's a valid set of stuff you've got though. It's cool the way you can get like a mad range of, I don't know, just like. I take it you're kind of it's quite a thin band of years. Is it, to get the ones that match? Not that many. Oh. He's even paying up the Squire Jag mid-scale basses in each castrator just now. The one with the single humbucker. I know the one. Is it a Jaguar it's called? I know the one you mean. Nah, Jag mid-scale. Yeah, it's kind of like, no, they're cool. I remember I kept seeing them, but they were never that expensive. There was a long time I kept seeing them for like 120 quid and stuff like that second hand, and it was always like, what's wrong with that? I think it's like almost a sort of 70s style thing, is it not? I think there was one that's a sort of burgundy with a black scratch plate. Hey Buster, how's it going? Yeah, Jen's at, well, there's tons of it. See, there's JPAX 1, and at the same time she'd done a head, which I've managed to acquire, and that's a clock, which belongs to her brother, done at the same time. Yeah, I don't know, my brain hurts a little bit with the JPAX, and like, seeing as it's RG week. I restrung this one. This is but this one needs work. I'm not loving the way it's sounding. I think I maybe need to rewire it in a different way. And saying that, it might sound fine just now. It just wasn't sounding good earlier. This one's got triple autocall splits in it. Yeah, you can't really. It's not the best view for showing it up. This has got a green boob on it. I made sure this guitar uses you can get the middle humbucker on its own because you don't normally get a middle humbucker. This got his up, yeah, totally. I mean, I've been enjoying looking up the RGs. The problem is, I think it really boils down to I much prefer not having a Floyd Rose, unfortunately. Really the hardtail thing. The exception, no, because the exception is that wee red one has a tremolo, it's fine. See the Floyd Rose that's on the RG530, the black one, which I'll play next. It's not like these Floyd Roses. It doesn't wobble as much, or it's somehow, I don't know, it doesn't move as much or something. There's something wibbly about Floyd Rose. I just prefer the hardtail. It's just kind of quite coincidental. We're kind of lucky. Maybe you're into nu metal, but when the nu metal stuff came in and folk wanted to use Ibanez guitars, that's why there's a lot of hardtail ones available. Generally, you get a lot of ones that look pretty evil. They're just everything's jet black, reverse headstock, and hardtail, so you can tune it down to C sharp and all that stuff, without having to mess about with a Floyd Rose. So that's lucky. So you can get them. There's lots of hardtails. It's not rare. Oh, I've already put it back in. Go for some ZZ Top style because it's a Pearly Gates humbucker. Invadey. The thing is, I mean, it's intentional why I bought this, or why I bought the PGM. I intentionally wanted to play like that. It makes you play like a pure dick, and I think, let's have a bit of that. Well, I'm feeling some ventures. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because it's there, you use it. I don't think it's worth it. It's a trade-off for just having stability and just no worry about it, and having the ability to go wibble wibble every now and again. Yeah. Hey, it's only been 1 week, Sloaney, and RGs have got. If you don't like one, you're wrong. That's the problem. No, I get the spindliness. Like that one, see that one, it was 60 quid that I didn't buy. You said it went down to 50. There's something about it I didn't want, and it's like there's a spindliness. They do have a bit of a spindliness, the Floyd Rosey ones. The hardtails, I think, are a different league. Hardtail, RG. Hey, Bigsby. What do you think is the value of the Red Roadstar? I don't know, probably about 250 quid. Or that it should be kind of that sort of money. I don't know how you actually would get one for. Probably more than that. I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't sell it for 250 quid, obviously. I don't know. I don't think it's just the thing that's getting me. See, a little bit with I don't know about all the Ibanez, but the consistency. See that the black one I was just playing, the new one, that's exactly the same as the one I had 10 years ago, the brown one. It's just like the consistency is amazing. It's like the trust thing. Ibanez basically with active picks up the cheat codes, but they're just ugly. That's the problem. Actually, that's the other thing I forgot about. A couple of weeks ago, I forgot that there did exist an RG bass, and they weren't that expensive. They only made them for a couple of years because nobody bought them, but I quite fancy an RG bass as in this shape. Yeah. So there's not been a JPAX week. But the coffee table week was the first idea, but something else happened. I dug out I only did one coffee table guitar. I remember looking for the Yamaha SC400 being very much looking like a coffee table and thinking that. Yeah, so I'll do coffee table week next week. Well, assuming there might be a guitar safari, an RG safari on a bike, maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of going against it. It's like the guitar is 20% of what it cost new, and it's like, I don't know. Jaguars mid-scale, 130 payment can't find less. I know that I'm talking about. It's like it's gone past. There's a magic point when things are cheap and then they start getting expensive again. I think they must have. Maybe they maybe didn't sell very well. So, in 15 years ago, everyone was selling them new for, I don't know, 199, you know what I mean, selling off old stock. And then for the 2 years after that, they got really cheap. They went down to 120 quid, and then they've now recovered. So something like that's kind of happened. Keep finding Roadster and Blazers around the 350 mark. Yeah, I know, but the thing is, they do slip through. But I'm just lucky that the one that I bought, I've managed to deflect buying every other one, because the one I bought seemed to be the best buy by miles, and the advert's still up. You're sitting there going like that period. It's kind of... I didn't know I wanted the plain black one with the binding on it. Because I'm always like, oh, I don't want to fucking buy it. I'm not paying any extra money for binding. I would blah, 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 you know what I mean? But totally, I would on that guitar. But not really that... Maybe not so much. It doesn't matter whether it's on the neck or not, but it just gives it like a level of class. And okay, the guitar probably cost 20 quid more because of it, but I'm happy. I'm fine with that. That's all right. 350 from Japan with 300 posts. I've seen a couple of Roadsters about 460. It depends which one, because obviously there's much more expensive ones. I was watching the Marty McFly one again. I can't remember what it was it went for. They still got been, but you're still talking about, okay, they come in. I would think £400 or £500. You'll find lots of Roadsters, kind of pretty much any model apart from that Steve Lukather model, which you'll find expensive, but they do still pop through. The ones that aren't the famous ones, but really they are hidden gems. Those, the RG 135, 140. If Mr. Whitesnake was here, he would tell you. There's something completely special about it. And I've got, it's not like it's the cheapest one. I've got the Deluxe series, which is the top of the range. Top of the range is the same year as that, and it's still got something special that this one doesn't have somewhere. I think it cost about a third as much in the original catalogue. Hey, Mr. Whitestate, you're there. Giving a Roadstar away for 525. Well, depends which one it is. You're swinging? Yeah, Lone Sony, I thought that. That's just like... What kind of amp is it you're looking at, Sony? You want a PV valve amp? I just kind of remembered it's still there. I just totally don't want it. I don't need it. A 30 watt PV, it might even be 50 watt. I assume it's a 1x12 combo. I'm just looking for what I paid to get it repaired. There's no point in having it, but it's cool having a real amp. The old cash converter in Dunfermline used to sell every square for 45 quid a bullet. It was the same price as an early 80s one in Classic Vibes. Well, I don't know if they still do that. In Dunfermline, the one in... some of the guitars my pal Taylor sometimes on here managed to get in that. There's one in Kilmarnock. That some of the things just, for fuck's sake, amazing. I've bought at least 7 different brands of guitar or bass, but never Fender or Gibson. Am I weird? Well, on here we're all weird, so just forget about the first bit. Am I weird? Yes. So, you never bought a Fender or a Gibson? Well, I don't know. I don't have any. I do remember buying the Fender Japanese Photo Flame. It wasn't that long ago. That was my first Fender I ever bought. It just depends on what the thing is. It's whatever. Some people are just into the Fender. I mean, I've got Fender and Gibson copies. But that's the ones. Yeah, go, totally. Good, nice one, Bigsby 19. So what are these 7 brands? Totally, I'm trying to think. I could come up with 7 brands. Go. Creative username. Give me the 7 brands, and we'll see what 7 brands we've got. Battle of the brands. I'm looking for something at 150 watts. Sloaney, you going to go Valve? Honestly, see that PV? It'll drown out any 150. But I mean, I'd have to say, I know it's a... No, you didn't actually have it last week, did you, Sloaney? Brand of the week has to be the Bell End Super Swinger, that is the Telecaster that Sloaney bought last week. I was actually thinking about that the other night. I need to have a look at your guitar collection, but I think that might be the best guitar you've got. according to me. G&L, PV, Gretsch, Ibanez, Washburn, Ibanez, some random local acoustic. There you go. Yeah, totally. Oh, I've got G&L pickups in my area. I've had some PVs, not kept any. Not had a Gretsch, and obviously Ibanez, Washburn. Yeah, totally. No, I'm Ibanez, and ones I've got multiples of. Aria Pro, Washburn, the Japanese ones. Basically, kind of maybe not so much. I seem to have a very definite era, which is like sort of 1980 to 1985 or 1979 to 1985, made in Japan, and they're all kind of a similar quality level, but there's lots of different brands within that. My granddad goes that cash. It's good to have an agent, Sloaney. I've got agents sometimes on eBay. The best name guitar, but the Washburn A20. Okay. I don't think there's really much you can argue about the Telecaster being. Any Telecaster being better than a Washburn A20. I'll give you that. You definitely don't want to swap that for a black one with gold binding. No. The Gretsch one was actually a low end shot. I think I know the bass you mean. Yes. Was it not famous? Was there not like there was a big massive uproar online or something about it that the pickups in it were, it said in the catalogue they were humbuckers, but they were in fact single coils, but they were potted and folk had, destroyed them to take them to bits and all that. Oh, it says humbucker, bro, it's a single coil. It's like, fuck's sake, get a life. Single coil pickups are good as well. I know it's kind of like maybe a wee bit like a Les Paul Jr. Is it that one? But I think I do think that looks cool. Hey, Bumcrack Watch Company in the Shire. Greetings. Oh. Would you swap an Antoria for the Beltone bum swinger? Well, the Antoria does have special pickups in it. It's got Mexican Fender hard pickups in it and double humbuckers, and it's set up and it's been refretted by me when I was ill in the kitchen with a hammer and a razor and a Stanley knife blade. Lanarkshire. Well, I'm actually I'm in Lanarkshire. I'm in North Lanarkshire. On the map, Lanarkshire goes like this, and it goes whoop, goes south, back down again. Yeah. Which is like talking swapping and swinging. The usual Sunday night fair. Well, have you seen this one? I was only playing it. This one here, I made from my pal artist painted it, but it's a short scale gear for music bass that I reshaped the head to make it a telly, and then I fitted it to a telly guitar body, and then kind of just cut the neck pocket out. But this type of short scale bass, kind of along the same lines as that Gretsch, kind of that sort of funky 60s type thing. Yeah, short scale basses. But unfortunately not Epiphone EBOs, unless somebody else makes one. There's one I always wanted to try, a Stag EBO, or there's a Stag made an SG and it's got a bum. It's basically it's exactly SG shape, apart from here it's got like a dog's arse on it, like a kind of, the sit with a coccyx. It's bum shaped, and it's bizarre because it's got the mudbucker, but instead of the mudbucker being there, it's there, and I kind of want one just to see what it's like. I don't swap or sell, but you can run right through my collection. There's a lot of stuff in there you haven't seen. Ah, yeah. Hey, Blacktooth Fox! Was that when I was watching your video, Blacktooth? It was it the other week when you put one up. There's that, right? Here comes a golden goose. And it was like, oh, I just didn't like that guitar at all. I think it was all. It's amazing how just looking at a guitar and going, because you pure loved it. I was going to give you your money back for it because it's fucking shit, hate it. But there's nothing technically wrong. I just thought it looked crap. Yeah. I'm just playing RGs. I'm just not. I'm half nearly bought another RG that I shouldn't have, but it's a gem. It's a gem premium though, not a gem prestige. But it's cheap. And it's got a pickup missing. And it's got lacquer cracks in the back. But it's got the monkey grip. And it's got like, the pickups that isn't missing are blue. Seems awfully good. Yeah, okay, so there's a Seymour Duncan Invader, right? But that's a Seymour Duncan Invader. A famous pickup. Okay, it doesn't sound as good, but that's a £6 pickup. It does sound good in black coil. I mean, come on! Actually, I watched a really bizarre video. I don't know where it came up. You know, the Commodores with Lionel Richie in it? Yep, seen the album covers. Kind of, I don't know what they sounded like ever, but there's a song called, oh, that's a really simple name. Firecracker. Bombs. It was like, and it was like a synth in it. It was just an instrumental, and it was on the Midnight Special TV show, and my God, it was fucking amazing. The bass player was just the best bass player ever. Sort of funk stuff, and Lionel Richie's playing a mono synth going woo 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 like a Nutbush City Limits type fish thing. Mental. No, really good. Yeah. How cheap you talking? Oh, what was I talking about there? What was I talking about? How cheap was what? Well, so like, yeah, well, the thing is, slowly it happens and you end up getting whole ranges. I mean, I'm feeding Alex there with his like, I get the whole set of, he's got that cool telly, it's like kind of like Prince's one, a Honor, and it's like you can pick them up. They're quite rare and stuff, but they're not expensive. They're collectible, but they're not desirable, if you know what I mean. But you know, you're talking about paying couple £100 for a guitar that's exciting. It's like, oh, you maybe get the full set, so you end up with the Strat and the Jazz Beat. It's like, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. The monkey grip was nicked from a set. It could have been, yeah. Short scale bases crack, bit of a controversy with the fake humbuckers. I don't know, that seems a bit. Does it really make any difference? Unless they were shit, I don't know. Or maybe were they humbuckers? If there was two pickups, when you put them both on together, were they humbucking? In which case they are humbuckers. Well, it's a humbucker. I don't know. Oh, the gem, yeah. But it's got lacquer cracks on the back, and as I said, it's the 77P and like blue wallpaper, and it's got like blue pickups, and it's got like two DiMarzios, and then the one in the bridge has been broken, but he's replaced it with one from a Gibson Explorer. So it's got a pickup in it, but it's not it's got the one blue DiMarzio, and it's like the guy. I know the guy. It's the guy I got the SG all over, and what the Jackson had covered in blood and all that. I know the guy. I'm going to go and have a shot of it anyway. I'm annoyed it's not a hardtail. Sumbro Pokemon, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm struggling with here is like, see, the gateway drug is this. Because I just bought this and I was like, up here, that's only £100. It's got a Seymour Duncan in it. I kind of want a Seymour Duncan because I was looking at Seymour Duncans and they're £60. And it's like, well, there's one there. And I said, gee, I quite like them. And it's like, the other pickup might be interesting as well. And it's like, so I messaged the guy just like one of those off chance, didn't think I was getting it a week later to get back to it. It was obviously I was meant to have it. But all the other ones I'm looking at, none of them are as good as this. For that kind of money, you know what I mean? Man, if the real humbucker, just buy pickups if you really want them. Machine Gun was a Commodore's track, which was the amazing Boogie Nights film with Roller Girl, who forget that scene. I need to watch Boogie Nights. I think I've seen it, maybe on a pirate or years ago in black and white telly. Machine Gun might be the song. It's going to be amazing. Like they're all single coils. The real question is, do you keep the old Ibanez V1 and V2 in your RG550? See, the thing is, I've been watching quite a few Ibanez videos, and Ibanez people are very numbery. I do know what you mean. The answer is I don't have an RG550. I've only got the 470. And I already bought that with these pickups in it, which is probably why it was cheap. This was not an expensive guitar. This was $250, and it's got a Pearly Gates, a Screaming Demon, and an Invader in it, and it was in really good condition. It was just black, Japanese, 2003 or something like that. It's basically the same as the Paul Gilbert one. It's also signed by, is it Mr. Big? Not Paul Gilbert. He'd already fucked off home. But yeah. But I do have a V1 in my double neck Destroyer, and I've got a V2 and an Aria Pro, which is a V2 and a V7, whereas I've got the V1 and a SI. If they were in it, I'd probably keep it. The discussion's still open for whether I'm putting new pickups in my RG550, which I'm about to. 530, not 550. It's the Ibanez. Machine Gun's a cracking track. It could be, yeah, very much. It's one of those things you'd look at the bass players, like, whop, bam, bam, whap, bam, whap, whap, pure loud as fuck. It's amazing. On 550, my only trembling one, honest, the bridge pickup was just really harsh. I put a Seymour GB. Well, the Seymour GB was what was in this one when I got it. Which I get, but I think it's that whole thing about, it's kind of like, they're kind of like DiMarzio's, which I think this, even though it's a Temu copy, has maybe got that harshness to it, but I think that's what DiMarzio's sound like, or 90% like that. I've only one guitar project. I don't know. There's a different level of Floyd Rose, and I think it sounds a bit shit, but I noticed this when I got a Washburn at one point, and it was like, see the difference between a cheap guitar with a Floyd Rose and just an expensive Floyd Rose. Like, just an expensive guitar with an expensive Floyd Rose on it. You know, like a Gotoh Floyd Rose costs like 300 or 400 quid just for the Floyd Rose on its own, or a couple of, at least, you know, 200-300 quid on its own. So if you're buying a guitar for £200 that has a Floyd Rose on it, that's not going to be a good one. It depends which guitar it is if you wanted to have it. I don't know. There's something simpler about the hard. I think all my favourite guitars are hardtail. The exceptions are that red Roadster I was playing at the start, which it's only got a wee bit of the wobbleness that you get from having a Floyd Rose or a Strat. You know, sometimes when you hit a chord, kind of grip it. Is it that kind of thing? It's a tendency to sort of go brrr, which it doesn't do when you've got hardtail. It just goes whereas it doesn't go brrr. Stop me if I'm getting too technical for you. Oh. Bad taste is a taste. Exactly. But then sometimes, I don't know, sometimes less is more, sometimes not very often, though nearly always more is more. It's very rarely less is more. But I can understand, I don't know. If you're going to have a Floyd Rose, I think you put it on an RG. I wouldn't have it on a Strat or a Telly or a Les Paul or an SG or something. It's like, what are you doing? No. Hidden cheap Jim Evate, those wee J&D mini P and jazz basses. I haven't seen them, but I do. They're not easy to get a hold of. That's what I was saying to Jen. We were talking about doing that wee Telecaster bass there. If there was a source of being able to pick up cheap, you know, if they used to be able to get, there was there's a stag bass, which you don't see that often anymore, but it used to be the one I think you got it in Argos catalogues. I've used the neck, was fucking amazing. It was a 24 fret thing. The actual instrument was totally fine. It was ugly as fuck though, and you got a short scale one of that. And see that, I made a couple of Telecaster basses out of the short scale neck, and it was like it was a 2-a-side headstock, but you could reshape it to make it not look that bad, and it was cool as fuck. And I remember buying 2 of them in 6 months for like 20 to 30 quid. I'm like, right, I sold the basses that I built, and I was like, right, I'm just going to buy them, and I've never seen another one since. Really annoying. But if you see them, the hardware, apart from the actual bodies in those basses, is amazing. The string tuning, it does, it's just... I think, to a certain extent, I mean, to see something like that with your Roadster there, it's got a tremolo on it, which basically does anything I would ever want to do in a Floyd Rose anyway, but you can ignore it. A Floyd Rose, if you don't want to do the wibbly wobbly stuff, it is quite a compromise having to cut the ends off the strings and all that pish, and it's just like, and you fucking stupid wee, yeah. All the tricks to make it faster. Even wiggle sticks that only dive. It is, I know, but the thing is, see, if you ever, I've found, I used to hardtail Strats, right, and you can, okay, hardtail it, that's fine, but I used to hardtail it, put the arm back in it, thinking like that, well, it means it's basically a hardtail the whole time until at the end of the song. If you really push the arm, you can, the problem is it doesn't return to pitch. The only way you can get I don't know how Van Halen gets around it, the only way you can get it to return to pitch is to be able to have a bit of upbend. It's got to have the upbend. You've got to pull it beyond where it goes, so it kind of goes, oh, and then comes back. If it's hardtailed, you bend down, and there's no way to pull the strings back through the nut. You can't pull it and let it settle. You can only go straight. We'll go for... the one which is actually the reason I bought that other RG. So I'm going to get through all the RGs. Here's another RG. This is an RG 530 from 1986. The reason it's holding this one back is this is the prettiest one out of all, so it should have the best pickups. If you like Funk's a weird one, the Hazel stuff from Funkadelic. In fact, the thing about Funkadelic is mad. I didn't know any of it, and I was in a band with Jesse Ray, and the people who there's songs I've played like live on bass and synth that the only other people who've ever played that song ever were members of Parliament and Funkadelic, because they played on the original Jesse record in 1986 or whatever it is, and they never toured. So the only person that's ever played Chainsaw on the bass apart from Bernie Worrell. Great music username. We guitarists are so spoiled. It doesn't have to be anything like as many different types of guitar. I'm not usually into funk. Swing 10 more into disco. Oh god. That should be a t-shirt. I'd buy it. Yeah, totally am Sam. It was like pure, yeah, no, it's like pure. You're into disco? Oh, you're a bit. No, I just like disco. Don't know if it's just for being a bass player, but I always liked Staying Alive when it was in Airplane. We used to watch that a lot as a kid. Somebody help me out. Yeah. So is the Bigsby in the road? The problem with the Bigsby is it doesn't do enough. I was thinking this one. This is an early the first year of the Ibanez Edge. It's not like those Takeuchi Floyds that are on there. It's kind of much more. It feels much less like a Floyd Rose. It still does. I don't think it goes up or down as much. It does the trill. And you can do that with a Floyd Rose. What year is that? It's got the Roadster headstock. Neck axe looks like great white and black. This is 1986. And it does actually say on it the Roadstar 2 series, the ultimate thing we have craftsmanship. But it's not an RS, it's an RG, because RG stands for Roadster Guitar. So in 1986, this was a Roadster Guitar RG, first year of them. And in 1987, the Gem came out. And then they looked like the other RGs you see me playing. This one and the red one. So, very much. It's got the 24 frets. It's got the Floyd Rose. It's got the funny switching. It's got the binding and the... Just an RG. And it's not white. It's pearl white. And you will never get that in Japanese. And it's not black in the middle either. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of flame maple veneer. Oh. Roadstar Deluxe, you know. Look at your funny about me watching the sometimes you're just in the mood for it, but the thing is, this feels like a normal guitar. There's a big dump. This one still feels a bit stratty. This is very not like an RG, and it's the feel of it. This isn't the Formula 1 car. This is still the cool looking car. Dave Stimking, Columbus Les Pauls, and it shoved the price. Even the plywood ones are pushed out 2 weeks before that. Well, there you go, innit? To find these things. Oh, I don't even see anything like this anymore. Picked up a Burnley 3 pickup Black Beauty. Was once I got the middle pickup gets in the way of my pick. Not sure what I thought of our cup before. Well, just change your strumming style basically. But I bet you that wasn't cheap, a Burnley Les Paul. Stand right for the RGs getting expensive. No, did you see the video? The one that was an RGT. It was an RG through neck, and it was pick up in Manchester or something. It was only like 200 quid or something like that. I quite fancy a through neck one, even though the real ones don't have through necks. I don't think through necks does anything. Roadster back when RG meant real guitar. You know it, Mr. Whitesnake. Gary Moore didn't play Out in the Field solo on an RG modern one. He did it on this model. Apart from this was black with red binding. Nothing like as cool. I need to work out how to play Out in the Streets. Then definitely won't. Bam, 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 bam. It's playing Out in the Garden right now. But I would get in the argument of yes, obviously technically this is an RG. It says RG in the back of it. It's not a real RG though. An RG has to have the stupid neck on it. I don't think it has to have the Floyd Rose. I was watching an RG thing earlier on. Gary Moore thing. It was talking about it. I don't know. I didn't know he was a drinker and like that. I'd be a bit ashamed to hear that. I think I might have actually managed to play all the RGs, haven't I? This is not all of them. This isn't even an RG. I've played the JPAX one, played the black one, played the red one. Aye, I might go back onto the red one after a wee bit of Steve Vai and Paul Gilbert got together and made a guitar and put. It's quite hot, so it's not in tune. Oh, this is just back in the day when I haven't set this up to normal. This is set up like a typewriter. What's that? I was playing something that was something like that the other day. It was sounding good. I've been his SA series. I would, quite fancy one. No, not the SA. I fancy the full-on S. The SA is like the RGX, which is kind of, we're going to make an RG. No, we'll just stop a wee bit early and not go full mental. You know what I mean? The RG A and the RGX are kind of still a wee bit more stratty. We won't give them the full on this is a spaceship thing, whereas the SA is a bit like that as well. It's got a flat back, whereas the S series is like a total, it's like an oversucked sweetie. I quite fancy one of them. Kramer, which is originally hardtail. Muddy Moon in the 80s has got an aluminium neck. Alright, cool. I was fancy an aluminium neck. I thought it was cool as fuck. Hey, Space Monkey! I'm all for non-wood. The only one I've got is I keep seeing it. I've got a Tokai with a carbon fibre neck that I need to have a wee look at and see if I can make work. The SA series I'm not saying it's no joke. I'm just saying it's not a full-on. The S series rather than the SA is a bit more extreme. The same as the RGA. It's getting this way, but it's not the full-on stupid neck. You know what I mean? Got really radical. The Washburn Dream, which Impact played. They stop a bit early from an RG to an SA. See, I reckon that red one, because this is the Roadster guitar. I reckon this 1986. You didn't get the S series in 1986. This, I think, became the S. It kind of split in half from here. 1987, the RG became. They kind of followed this design and made the S series, and then they went the other way, which is kind of what that black and white one I was playing was, where it kind of went to become this shape for the RG, and I think the S. So I think this is kind of both an S series and an RG, because it is an RG, but it's kind of in that direction. But they start making things smaller and a bit more comfy. I do really like that guitar. I do like this one, but the strings are really old and bad on them. Good UK instrument docs worth a watch. Burns guitar one, Premier drums, a couple of. Oh, was that one's for the factory? I saw one. I didn't watch it. One for like the Marshall factory and the Vox or WEM or something like that. Maybe that series as well. I'd be worth a look. Never have to adjust the non-wood necks. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know where you are, creative username, but I know that in America and shit like that, things like humidity happen. Here it doesn't really make any difference. It's never really hot, it's never really cold, it's always pretty damp. We don't have extremes. Pure fucking roasting, and record highs about 24 degrees, and then record lows like 0, -1 or something, you know what I mean? It's not pure huge. I saw the Firefly things. What I didn't really look at what they've got. How expensive are they? As the Wem and Vox story, Steve. It's all it's all like okay. It's if I didn't know that. Red Roasters, oh no, it's that particular only made it for 1 year. I thought there was another one I wanted. In fact, it might still be for sale. So 220 quid. Same year as that, the RG200, which is basically that guitar, but it's white, it's hardtail, and it's got a V profile neck. Oh, I'd quite like that one. Yeah. No point, yeah, geez, this guy, hey, Mr. What it's like one of those things that just, it has to be this pointy because that's make it goes faster. It's not, it's like a Formula 1 car, it's not designed to look good, it's designed to be functional. I think we probably do all get the same feeds. You move to Scotland, you can forget your 50. Yeah, pretty much. You don't ever really need to adjust. You don't need to adjust your guitar. Pretty much, unless you're doing what I was doing, which is obviously something like this, where I've got it set up to be pure no action. No, pure. When I adjusted the JPAX one, I had it. It was 0.75 of a mil on the fat E. You know what I mean? Played perfectly, but you don't need both hands. You can just give it. It's annoying me. I can't remember that. I think I'd just been playing the guitar for hours before I got to that point. A PGM micro that caught my eye. Well, I was talking about that earlier on, Mr. Whitesnake. Yes and no. No. Basically because it's a short scale. Buy, for the same price you can get that one I had. Well, it might still be a Geo, but that doesn't matter. Get the 2 humbuckers hardtail Geo with a 5-way switch. That gets you the mental neck. And you want the mental neck. Yeah. Firefly guitars are all around the £200 mark. It's funny though, Sloney, but the thing is, I bet you, I remember this happened to be the other night when I was looking up RGs in the shop, and like in Guitar, was it whatever one I was doing online? And it's the same thing happened when I was up here. I hate Harley Bentons. And I was like, I'm just going to have a look. This is a year ago or something. So I'll just have a look to see what's going on. I was looking at your cheapest first bass guitars. And half an hour later, I'm sitting there and almost talked myself into buying a P bass. It was in the cart and everything like that. It's only like 70 quid and it's like a pure cool 7. Even I know it's a fucking Harley Benton. I was looking at it see, and it's like, and because you're looking at all these guitars at like a couple £100, you're like, that seems awfully fucking good. And they build up and yeah. I don't think I need one though. Hey Kit Kats! What's up with you? Give me a sensible question. Ball bag. I haven't, but I know. I think what I'm quite pleased about is that one that I bought, the black one. I wasn't on an Ibanez binge or anything like that. It was just I saw it and I thought, I quite fancy that. It's cheap enough to not really matter sort of thing. And I've not really seen any that are as good as that one. I think I maybe just got the right one first. Although, if you'd been looking the adverts down now, but my pal who lives less than a mile away, who I haven't seen for a while, is selling a damaged gem blue floral, and it's not over my limit for how much I would spend on a guitar, but it's not Japanese. This is Japanese. It's like, do I want it? No, I don't know. I need to get a new phone. The Wem one was stated big style for being terrible AI concoction. The Vox one was unwatchable. Sadly, people take AI as a true feeling, it's a load of rubbish. It's down, I know that the AI thing. I think the AI and the over editing I struggle with. I'm the opposite of us. I don't do any editing. People wished I would edit, but I hate that when people do videos and it's like it's obviously they've spent a lot of time at it, but I physically can't watch it. The next sentence is coming in like now, cut to the next sentence, and then I was going over there, and then we've now got the fretboard here, which is rosewood, and it's like, and my brain is just sitting there going, nope, something wrong. That's why I just kind of try and talk to you. It was dual with the... What was dual with the 5-way rocking switch? I have a few Harley buttons. It's a real mixed bag. Backs are hard to look at. When those guitars are 50, I know. I'm the same. I can't say no to a guitar. I mean, that's the even thing there. What difference it would make? I mean, okay, that guitar, but it didn't really need anything. It didn't need to have a tone controller. It just needed clean. You could have done that. If you were buying your first guitar, instead of buying a Harley Benton, you bought that black Yamaha, that black Ibanez RG I had. What a difference that would make. You're sitting there and you're going to be playing that, and then after a year or two, you're going to end up trying to be in bands and stuff, and you're going to go, this guitar sounds better than what everyone else has got, and you're going to go, right, it's now I'm in a band, it's time to buy a real guitar, and you're going to go in and you're going to think, right, a real guitar is going to cost £800 or £900, and you're going to not find one that's actually that much better than it. Aye. Artificial Spirit, yeah, these videos are hard to do, send money. The thing that always gets me, it's no matter how much time they spent on it, the word they pronounce wrong, they always get live wrong, or live. It's like they were playing Live in 1997 on stage, or would they just get something, when it's a name, like it's Tony Iommi, and everyone else sounds normal, so it's like pure... Yes, we're into the studio, and that's where Tony Iommi went down, and he was like sitting there, and instead of doing that, Iommi went down and said, no, I want to overdub this guitar on it, and Iommi, and it's like, fuck off. Yeah. A wee bit of madness going on there. So, Evo pickups. This has got really bad strings on it. The day production becomes a thing here. I'm unsubbing. What are you talking about, the day production? We're doing videos when it's daylight. That's easy to say. You know what I mean? But that's when I play the guitar. Oh, this has a good sound actually in the middle position. That's what I'm talking about now. See, when you pure go bang, you can hear it kind of going brrr. Oh, the day production, right? Sorry, get cats. I misread you as that. Pure the day production. Well, sometimes I have to do videos during the day. Do you know what I mean? No, you mean the day I start doing actual production? Yeah, fuck that. You get stereo cubes. Come on, listen to that. Look, you get bass and opposite. They're both in stereo, but one's one way, and then they both get chorus going in opposite directions. I'm going back to a guitar with strings on it. Hey, Aunt Wales. And guitar of the week is definitely this one. RG of the week has got to be this one because it's new and it's just got that sound there. Yeah. Ooh. Huh. Hot stuff. Yeah. Oh. Stupid meme clips drop hell's internet. The marketing term for Ibanez promises impossible bends are possible with the micro. Well, I get that, yeah, totally. The problem is what it doesn't tell you is the possibility of playing a nice, easy to play D chord is you have to be really fucking accurate with that. Yeah, my pals actually watched Mad Malco video on Ibanez micro. My pal's got it's not the same colour as mine, it's kind of like a slightly silvery, bluey, greeny grey one. It's nice, but they cost more than I paid for the real one. I did look at them. Been more specific than that, Aunt Wales are having an Ibanez RG exclusive evening, apart from the telly bass, which I was playing because I don't have an RG bass. So it's like, have you female demographic? Is that you started watching now, Kit Kats? I think I may have took one about Orange the other night. The AI voice gets a bit tedious and it took me back names, places, gone history, missiles, all sorts. It's weird, isn't it? But the thing is, it's kind of there. It's just like, it's like somebody holding your hand doing a wee video of the Google search that you wanted. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think I might look up, I don't know, Jaffa Cake biscuits to see what they're just out of interest, and you type it in. It's like if you imagine like an old person like having the grandkid over his app, well, let's look that up, and they go, I'll show you how to work the computer. Look, there you go, there's a video about Jaffa Cakes and all. Look there, they started making them in 1900 and all that stuff, and it's just basically that's what AI's doing. I fixed the clubbers, the switch sleeves needs binding. Well, that's the thing about when you look at it. I remember being absolutely amazed when I looked inside my Gibson SG like 30 years ago at the pickup selector switch. It was like that long, and it was literally, like, that's literally just pieces of metal with a bit of plastic that wedges. Mental, but yeah, totally fixable with just pliers or just bending things. Sometimes that's good shit. The problem with things like that, is it's like I get that. It's like, see, to get that professionally fixed, that's kind of what you did there. The way to fix that is to just bend it with pliers and give it a scrape. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't matter how much money you spend. You could obviously get like, I'll get a new switchcraft, blah, 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 pay £100 to get it fitted, but that's not going to be the original. It's meant to be like that. Where are the white women at? Yeah, totally. But I don't know. I wish I sold that guitar, the Gretsch one. I really like that guitar. It was a shame. Yeah. I can now. The sun rose and then with the gun. Hey, Shaky Boy's all good, man. It's in the same scene as the pure. Yeah, how about your qualifications? Rape, murder, arson, and rape. Right, you said rape twice. I like rape. Yep. Yeah, you can't do that. I bet you I just got demonetised because they keep saying grape and other words to simulate it, but there you go. But I'm quoting Mel Gibson. See, Spaceball 2's is on the way. Could be good. Jackson Warrior, a hard case for her, but wow. I like a pointy guitar, you know, I like a pointy guitar. The Jackson Warrior to me looks like it's... I want to take the neck and just go... It's off-centre and it really pisses me off. I think that's why I don't like the Randy Rhodes. It's like there's too much of the guitar on one side. I want the neck to be... or down, so it's the same amount of guitar here as there is here, kind of thing. It gets on my nerves. It's my type of cat bond. Well, that's the thing. Even guitars you think you're going to like and you just try and you still don't. No matter how much you want to, it doesn't matter. You just can't. And sometimes you can work your way in it. People keep telling me about the Mile House guy. I can't depend what sort of mood I'm in. Oh, 2 guitars for... The problem is, slowly when you're looking at the fire, I suppose if you're looking for a specific guitar, but you realise now you're sitting there and you're buying guitars like the way I am, like some of the ones you've bought, like that, things like that, your, whatever it was called, Swinger Super Bender, whatever it was, that knob Telecaster, that's a fucking really good guitar. And it's like you're going to start getting that itch where you're going, well, am I going to spend £200 on a guitar? Is there any way that this brand new £200 guitar can be even in any sort of fight last the first round against something like that wee telly? And there's not, unfortunately. The only one you're going to get, once you start going up to these, you start getting guitars that could have a fight, but these aren't £200, these are £400 when you buy them new. They're only £200 second hand. Mel Gibson, you mean Mel Brooks? Did I say... Oh, it was Mel Gibson. Well, there you go. The J-Pack short scale bass, exactly why I didn't vend. I think I was really chuffed with the way the bridge went and where everyone went, especially when they had to move the neck in. And I didn't want to. I was going to bring the neck right in and fill up the pickup cavity for the neck pickup, and and I thought, no, hold on, there's just enough room. And I even managed to still use the original 4 bolt holes from both the guitar and the neck. So there's only 4 holes in the body and 4 holes in the neck with the neck bolts. Just by complete random chance, or no, not random. I knew that was going to happen, but by random chance it happened. It was amazing. On the shipping is £7. I'm not buying 2 guitars to save £7. Yes, I know what you mean. See, there you're just saying, Stoney, and it's like, oh no, what are you buying a guitar from there? And you go, like, the Buckethead is a baritone. It's like, well, you don't really have the option of getting another baritone, so I understand it. To a certain extent, maybe get a bit of that with the Harley Benton thing as well, you know, if they did, or even if they did a telly bass, I mean, what's to stop other people doing? You know, saying, why doesn't Fender do, you know, this concept where you have, basically it's just a telly body, and you know, it works. It's not horrendously. It's not horrendously neck heavy. It's a wee bit neck heavy, but not as much as fucking a Les Paul or a Thunderbird or something. It's not like that. No, it's not mental. You know what I mean? It's just it's not RG balance. But that guitar does look like you have a strange relationship with your stepdad. Well, this one, I don't know, but it's got a wee bit of every I think pretty much every RG video I've ever done, it's always done about how there's something wrong with the RG because it's too, I don't know. It's like you have to. It's not. I don't. It's so offensive to look at. It's so stripped down and organic and horrible and just not pretty and brutal and all that shit. It's amazing. I love it. The other baritone I can think of is the Epiphone Iron Cross, which is second hand and still fine. Well, there you go. Exactly. But it comes down to the thing about, you know, like a baritone guitar, the same as like a piccolo bass. Sorry, I've got a hair in my eye. An 8-string bass. Do you know what I mean? You know that it's somewhere between a guitar and a bass, right? And it's definitely not as good as either of them. No matter how good the guitar is in the middle, a baritone is... The reason it's not in everything is because it's not as good as a bass and it's not as good as a guitar. It's kind of in the middle. It does its own thing, but it's kind of hard to fit it in and all that. But I mean, I would buy a baritone. The thing is, I would want... I believe there's baritone versions of this kind of thing. You know, it's like an RG. But for me, the baritone would be like pure... Oh, Sergio Leone... Boing. You know, that kind of baritone rather than being the... So you can tune it lower for more brutal chugging riffs. I would rather have a more surfy, twangy thing. I was watching the Ibanez videos. Apparently they've just released a baritone acoustic. It's like, you know, a couple £100. So it's like, that's well done, Ibanez. I mean, I've never played one. I assume it's good because it's MB. But that, yes, what, you're making a baritone acoustic guitar, and you're bringing it out at your 200, 300 quid or whatever it is. Brilliant, because I think probably the only other option you would have for that is to get one made or pay thousands of pounds. It's like, you can have that as your third guitar, or your second one. It's the same with something like a baritone. If your only option to get a baritone is to buy like a real Fender one at £1,000, it's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to love it that much. And you kind of know that a baritone's not as good as a bass or a guitar. Just ordered a Fender acoustic bass from Thom. It was only £40 more than the Harley Benton. Why would anyone buy the Harley Benton at that price? Yeah, I know, Shaky Boys. I was actually been playing. There's one there. I've been playing acoustic basses the last couple of nights. I've got two. I bought one because it was a Gear for Music one, and it was really cheap, and I was like, I don't really want it. And then I had a wee shot of it, and it sounded fucking brilliant, even though it was manky, so I bought it. And then I bought this one a couple of weeks later, a vintage one. And the question of the video when I bought it, which I never really answered because I still don't know, the Gear for Music one was obviously a much cheaper bass. I think they're about £100 new. That's about £200 new, so it's twice the price. But that one, plugged into the amp, that one sounded much more like a bass, much nicer. Not plugged in acoustically, much sweeter sound, sounded more like a bass. But the Gear for Music one, 1.5 times the volume. And not bad sounding, not quite as nice sounding as that, but 1.5 times the volume. So in that case, you're sitting there going, well, if you're out camping or using an acoustic bass, what's more important? Having a good tone when you're out in the wind and the pissing rain, or being louder? Being louder. That's why I've still got the both of them. I should sell one of them. When the Japanese started doing the lawsuit guitars, they were kicking at the Yanks' asses because they'd been complacent. The Chinese guitars will get better. No, the Chinese guitars are already amazing. No, you can get Chinese guitars with no problem at all. But if you're talking about a guitar at a couple of £300, fucking hell. The problem is that the Chinese will build you a guitar for a £5 if you ask them. Whereas if you get them to build, I mean, even the new BC Riches and shit were all built in China. Buying a £700 7-string guitar because you've given up on having a personality. Well, basically, I think if you're spending £700 on a 7-string guitar to give it a go, you've got too much money. If you buy a second-hand Geo, one of these for 150 quid, to see what 7-string. Exactly. Yeah, I've done that. Been there. You know, it's like, yep, totally. Why not? Or even if, basically, or even just buy a new one. You know how much, if you're spending 250 quid on an Ibanez one, you know that if you don't like it after a year, okay, you're not going to get your 250 back, but you're going to get most of it back. Or, as you say, if you buy one that's 6 months old, that's at 200 quid, you know it's going to be the same amount of money. Third guitar, yeah, totally. But I'm talking about like people who buy new guitars. None of us buy new guitars. Well, maybe some of us do. There you go. We tried really hard with baritone and 7. It's the size of the frets and how manly you have to be. Too much of a pussy, right? I see. I'm pure super butch. That's the thing about the mandolin was just like that pure. What's that cartoon with the pure? I'm George. I want to play. That's what I felt like with a mandolin. It's just like pure. I don't know. I quite like the baritone. The problem is there's just no place to play it. It's like in a band. It's like, well, I'll play the baritone, all right. Are you playing the guitar? What do you want me to play, the bass or the guitar? And it's like, well, I'm going to be kind of stepping on your feet no matter which one you do. Mental. Slowly, we do a swap. I've got an acoustic bass. You can have either one depending on which one you like better. Because the thing is, actually, it's been sitting in the kitchen. The other one, the Gear for Music one, because I kind of the two of them were sitting over there, and I realised I could wedge more guitars in because acoustics take up space. So I had the two of them. I had one in the kitchen, one here. I was basically in the kitchen smoking out the window, playing the bass. All right, here we go. And then coming back in here watching telly and playing that one. It's like, yeah. And it's like whenever I played either one of them, it's like, this one's good. Oh, no, I like this one, And then 10 minutes later, I'd be in the kitchen, pick up the other one and go, oh, no, this one's good. Same thing happens with these guitars. It's great. Spent £700 on a 6-string. Well, there you go. A 7-string. £600 on a 7-string. I mean, I shouldn't. Remember I had that Jackson. I'm actually going to give that guy. I need to get a hold of that guy. If I can't remember what your name was, I need to talk to Pat and Ali. If you're watching here, you gave me a Jackson 8-string, which I sold when I needed a car. I've got a Marshall amp to give you for that, but it was an 8-string through neck Seymour Duncan Nazguls and shit like that. And I couldn't do it. This guitar as a 7-string, I can kind of see it. Is that what I should be looking at? Should I be looking for a 7-string one of these? I kind of think I might. Oh no, then you can't upgrade the pickups, or you can't buy one with upgraded pickups, or use the pickups and anything else. Well, actually, I did get somewhere with that Jackson 8-string because I'd put coil splits in it, and the idea I'd been able to play kind of like clean as using it like a baritone, because I think it was baritone scale, so you kind of had a baritone guitar, a piccolo bass for the first 4-string. It was quite interesting. You're talking about, yeah, okay. I'm not. This guitar does not scream personality. I'll give you that. The other thing is, I mean, there is an image problem with Ibanez. There's a certain type of person that plays them. I'm not that type of person to play them. I'm kind of doing it ironically. Does that make sense? I do. It's a funny thing. It's like tab readers, Steve Vai fans. I get why they use this guitar because technically, but I'm so much more. It's a tool. I don't know. It's a bizarre one. Maestros, yeah, but I mean, it's the fact that it does all these things. I mean, yeah, I get the plan about doing the stupid string tapping and all that shit. Yeah, totally. But I just think this guitar sounds phenomenal. And that is a Temu pickup. That is a £200 PRS pickup we're using half of as well, though. But it's like, they always seem to be so into... I guess it's probably the same. I was never a boy racer in the car because I had a speedboat. But that whole thing about I've got the K&N air filter, and it's like, oh, what kind of exhaust did you get? Well, I got the large bore 7-inch downpipe. The lap, you want to get the 9-inch downpipe because it's get a louder bass. All these things, which is like... not really interested. I'm more the person that one of those goes like, oh, it's cool, I love your big massive spoiler and the fact that your car's pink. Yeah. Oh. I like guitars that encourage me to play differently, especially that. Well, I mean, even if it doesn't make we can analyse these things. I can analyse why I'm basically having a week talking about this guitar, and ultimately it's like it encourages me to play, not necessarily differently. It encouraged me to play. That's it. I want to play it, and it's like, and again, I was talking about how lovely, how blessed I feel with the fact that I can spend £100 on a guitar, take out the expensive pickup, and have all the guitar joys and loves and everything about which some people maybe have to buy a custom shop to get. You know, it's about spent a year wondering about it, and then I ordered it, then a year waiting for it, and then now I've finally got my custom shop telly, and ooh, that amazing feeling I can pick up for £100. You know what I mean? So it's like pure luck. Colours in the palette, yeah, exactly. I mean, just if it gets you to play, keep playing. I mean, yeah, some things you play a wee bit differently, subconsciously. Do you laugh when I see a spoiler in a car? You're like, that doesn't really kick into. Well, I know, but it doesn't matter if it looks cool. Do you know what I mean? 24 frets on it. I never fucking used it. I never used 24 frets. Pipercross ale fitter, 3.5 Piglet Stickling bike carbs. So I had fun back in the cars. Well, there you go. Yes, totally. But it's like, that's the thing where it's like you bought. No, I bought like a Vega trem. It's like to replace your Gibraltar bridge. Really? But that's a solid block of metal. Nah, but I think you'll find a Vega trem is, it's twice as weight, and it's not going to make any difference, mate. You know what I mean? Over 60 guitars taking out. I don't know. The thing that really scared me about it, and it's happened a few times. It happened after I moved in here. I talk about, how many guitars have I got? It's like someone asked me how many Washburns I had, and you're like, pure, right? Okay, yeah, totally. I've got the, and it's like pure. I've got the Hawk and the Vulcan and the Eagle and the Scavenger. That pure. You're the bars that pure. Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, totally. Now, obviously, there's the stage series. It's like that was the Wings. It's like, there's a stage here. Yeah, I've got the 5 and 2 10s and a 15 and the beat. Right, yeah. And there's the Force series, and it's like, yeah, okay, I've sold a couple of them, but I've got the Force 2 and the 3 and the Force 4 bass and the second Force 3 with a 1 pick. When you've got a whole series of guitars. My Ibanez one is just RGs. That's me cycling through my head. Have I got any not RG Ibanez guitars? I'm going to argue that the Blazer is like between the Roadster and the Roadstar, so it's an RG. Or Roadster. Any Roadster, it counts as in the Roadster series. And the RB is an R bass. So yeah, I don't think I've got any other Ibanez. All you're doing is creating more drag and wasting fuel. But looking cool. I made the decision on my bike, or Alex's bike, that I was going to put stupid red tyres on it, big knobbly ones, when really I'm not really going off-road very much. I know they're not as fast, but they're red. I wanted red tyres. Yeah. You're in the mid-teens. Bigsby, have you realised that, see, when you buy guitars with tremolos on them, right, another advantage of the hardtail, right, this just slots into you on those racks you get. You can get 2 of these in the gap for one with a Floyd Rose, because the bar means they don't sit together. So basically just get Telecasters, right? Just Telecasters, and you can get this and a Telecaster in one slot on your rack, so you can have twice as many guitars. Real information is free. 130. What to be done by the next 3? There was a plan. It's been a little deviation. A handful of things I got that just, you can't. The thing is, Blacktooth, sometimes you see something and you just go, oh, this RG. If you saw this, I would have said just buy it, even if you've already got one, because there's something about getting one at the right place with the odd pickup shit. It's got a PRS American neck pickup in it. The fuck does that? Sells a guitar for £100, and I fucking love it. Also, the strings are not elixirs. I don't know what they are, but they're amazing. I might actually just message the guy and ask him what kind of strings it was he bought, or even what gauge they are. It's just like so nice having nice strings. Hey Alex, what is your aspirated? I've got one. I need to get one. Andy, King of Sabbath, fucking you get over here and take your guitar back so I can get that Westfield. It is amazing. Westfield. The thing is, it's one of those things that, not that it's surprising, but there's not very much to that guitar. You've got like a mahogany body, right? That's not that bad. Okay, you've got to put the neck on in the right place. And then any kind of tuners, any kind of humbuckers, bog standard. So it's cheap as fuck to build. So, and there's not really anything to get wrong. No, those are amazing guitars. Definitely. I'm going to go full on say, I've got an SG. Oh, do you? It's a Westfield. Aye, that's a real SG. There you go. Is it a real SG? And yes, it is. I don't know how you get a fake SG, but that's a real SG. Amazing. You think you look cool, but everyone says knob. What's that? Yeah, but it's the same with guitars. You know what I mean? The same with guitars. I don't know. It's but I mean, the Ibanez folk are so they've all got so many of the guitars. You know what I mean? They've all got so many Ibanez guitars. It's like they're sitting there going, yeah, I'm comparing the Ibanez Prestige to the Ibanez Iron label, and behind them they've got a wall of RGs that all are RGs, and it's like, I get it, I suppose, kinda. But even then, you're sitting there going like that, pure, well, you could buy a Les Paul. Yeah, you could buy a Gibson Les Paul every year for your birthday. At Christmas, you buy yourself a guitar, so you could buy yourself a Gibson Les Paul, fair enough, or whatever the equivalent is every year, or during the year you could buy 4 or 5 moderate to mid-high end Ibanez things, so why not, I suppose. Have about 20, give or take. You've got more than 20, Mr. Whitesteak. They sneak up. It gets bad when you start not noticing. So what do you think about me getting an 11 guitars? Well, you know, Space Monkey, I mean, if you keep watching this channel, you'll end up with more guitars. Because the thing is, you'll see them, and you'll just go... I mean, I didn't buy that £60 Ibanez 270, which I should have bought, because I didn't want the guitar. I couldn't afford... It's not that I couldn't afford to. This one, I couldn't afford not to buy it, because I wanted a shot of it, plus I had the pickup I wanted in it. So basically, which was worth half the value of the guitar, so I'm basically buying it for... I did not buy it. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just stick out. I wasn't in the market for it, and that's just the one you want. And the guitar I needed right now was this one. Right when I'm in the... I've got the valve amp just coming in. I've got the rolling cube. Bit's missing, so I've got a push-pull. I've got 2 humbuckers with a 3-way switch, but I can coil split them, and it's just doing everything I want. And I'm loving it. I want more guitars than stars in space. Well, I get the desire. It was quite funny. I was showing J-Pax was around earlier on. I was showing her the wee red Roadster because I was getting ready for the video, and I was like, I played this. Is that a wee shot of that? I really like that guitar. Is that really nice? And she's like, oh yeah, it's great. And she played it for 5 minutes, and she's like, right, what's that called? How much do you pay for one of them? You know, it's just like, yep, totally. Sometimes it's just got that, I have to have it. And that's the problem with something like that Roadster. I've let a few folk play it, and the folk that I've let play it have been hunting for one since then. Oh. A bootleg V? Well, there's not that much to get wrong. I don't know. Is there a good cheap V you can get? As long as it's got the proper shaped headstock, I'm happy with a V. And a V, like my Arbiter one, it's sort of a bolt-on neck one's fine. You can still make a V the proper shape with a bolt-on neck. That's what I mean. Well into the show scene. What's that? Until 2000. Now just wankered HPD Beamers with mapped engines. My day had to get... Alright, that's petrol talk. I take it, Sloaney, you watch Auto Alex, and what's the other one I watch? TDC. Into the car things. I like them. It's basically, I don't know, I mean, I don't know why I ended up watching them, but it's kind of like Top Gear, apart from they don't have hundreds of money and they're not pure entitled and getting paid for the BBC, so they basically just kind of lets the three of us spend £500 on a shite guitar, a shite car, and drive to Wales. That kind of thing. But nowadays, obviously, you can just do it with GoPros and iPhones and drones, and it kind of, the production value is kind of the same as Top Gear. I quite like watching that shit. Hey, Joachim, how's it going? We were talking about you earlier on, saying about the RG week and how you can get the old RGs Roadsters quite cheap apart from your one. There's 26 tillings. Stag V's are fine, yes. Even I would get the nitro one with the exhaust pipes on it. Fucking great. Just not one guitar guy. Well, you can't be, Bo. But you've got the choice, Blacktooth. You're sitting there going like that, pure, oh, why don't you play a real guitar? Why don't you play a Gibson Les Paul? You know you can sell all your guitars and buy a real brand new Gibson Les Paul, a real guitar, but that's not your thing. Not saying that if that was all you had, you could adapt it and get everything out of it and maybe love it and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, totally, but GDC Auto Alex Taylor, who doesn't follow, well, there you go, you'll come. I don't even like cars, but I like the enthusiasm of it, and they agree to be a bit stupid. A wee bit like that with guitars. They're sitting there and it's like, look, we started this YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. We're just mad into cars. It's like, if I had the opportunity, I'm sitting here with the opportunity to buy shit like this. Okay. I don't, it pays from internet, the money off this, you know what I mean, and Jess, I get more money off Jess than I get off YouTube, but the things like buying something like this because I'm excited about it and I can definitely fix it, and I just to do it and enjoy it and share is kind of what they're doing with cars. And they're buying ones that aren't particularly your thing, and they're spending way more fixing it than it's worth. You know, they're buying it for $2,000, spending $5,000 doing it up, and then it's worth $5,000 kind of thing. Oh. Some energy of the universe. That's just because there's bastards everywhere, but there's also nice people. The same amount, remember. Get 9 electrics, a bass, and 4 acoustics. Well, Bigsby, you don't have enough basses. That's the problem. You definitely don't have a short scale and a full scale bass if you've only got one. I don't know. I mean, I've got too many of everything. Gave up counting years ago. I'm out of house room, but I keep finding nooks and cries to squeeze in just one more. The pain is real, Jeff. As I was talking there, literally about actually liking hardtails better because it means you can put 2 guitars right now. You can get that, this and a Telecaster in the same slot in the same amount of space as one Strat or one with a whammy bar on it. Don't watch car stuff anymore. I suppose I just feel it's one of those things that sometimes you just get a wee bit carried away with just enthusiasm for it. And I just went a wee bit mad with RGs this week, and I hope some of you came along a wee bit of a journey. It's like that thing about when people were watching, Top Gear, which I used to watch as well, even the people that are mad into cars, yes, they're here. We're watching a thing about the Ferrari Enzo or whatever. It's cost £1 million and Ferrari only 25 were made, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but it's still interesting to watch, and I find that it's still interesting to see about guitars, and people are passionate about guitars, even if it's not something you're ever going to buy. And some things are something like this. I think if you can pick up one of these RG321s or RG421, which are basically the same sort of spec level hardtail RG, and it's coming in at £100 and something. even better, it's possible it's going to have DiMarzio's or something in it. It's worth buying just for the experience of giving it a shot. You should try it. And if you're talking about buying, if you buy it at the lower end of what it's worth, you can have it for a year and then sell it on and break even. But it's worth just a different type of thing compared to any other guitar that I know. This is this is more different to like your normal guitars, your Les Paul Strat, Telly. Yeah. Oh, the 335, you should get a semi-acoustic. It's different. So, it's a different thing, and it's a different feel to the Les Paul, the Strat, and the Telly. But this is way more different to them than that is. A lap steel. I couldn't get into the slide thing. It just never got me. I do like your sax bass. Watching Wolf, a movie with Jack Nicholson. I've not seen that in many years. Has it not got pure amazing synthesizer music in it? It's almost like an art film. I remember watching that in black and white years ago. Yeah, Bigsby. It's what you fear, the sax bass. Imagine like just getting a piece of plywood in the shape of a saxophone and then making it into a bass. Yeah, Harry's Guys and Chris has like the technology. We put around nice cars. It's like relaxing. Sometimes it depends what you're into, and then you get bored when you're not doing something you're not that interested. The Motorhome Back on the Road Bonfest in 2 weeks, is that coming around again? Man, I'm getting old. You're always... Honestly, it seems to be every couple of weeks. But Alex, you're at Bonfest. I know it's obviously only every year. Wow. Cheers, Sloaney. I don't know. You go through moods. The YouTube algorithm depends on what it is you get. I don't know how it chooses just the right thing to watch. Obviously, been on bikes and watching a guy who's like, I think he might be a professional mountain biker guy, and he buys like same sort of things. He buys a shit fucking Squire mountain bike, puts big wheels on it, and goes to the skate park and does jumps and breaks it. That kind of thing like that. But I'm kind of interested. Don't know how long I'll go for. Bigsby Palm Bender that I want fitted to a telly. Might fit it by Gibson Marauder. Yeah, I didn't keep it, the Marauder. I don't know what it was about it. It was everything. It was the right era. It was what make was mine? An Avon Rose Morris, but I mean, it was just, I didn't like the type of guitar. It was kind of like a Telecaster Custom with a Flying V headstock. I don't know. Should probably have kept it. Hey Stevie, Bonfest is in Kirriemuir, which is where Bon Scott was born. And it's basically like a weekend where all the pubs put on rock music, and it's like and they've got like if you look at my videos, there is a thing where I actually went to the Bonfest. We're like up here, well, this is in Kirriemuir, and I was like, Scott the Bastard driving through it. It's like, Kirriemuir, Bon Scott statues here and all. Let's go there. There's a sign, Kirriemuir 4, so we went there. I was like, I don't know, whereabouts in Kirriemuir do you reckon this place is? I don't know. Pull into that car park and we'll get Google Maps out. And it was like, pull into that car park beside the Bon Scott statue? Yeah. The Wolf movie, is that the one? Hold on, someone said something about Michelle Pfeiffer and Rutger Hauer. That's the one we're talking about, yeah. I might be wrong. No, I'm thinking of Lady Hawk. What the fuck is Wolf? No, I don't know. Yeah, I need to stop drinking the Bucky quite so heavily. It's bad for you. Have I managed to play all the RGs tonight? I think I have. What film? Jack Nicholson and Pfeiffer? I think I might have seen that as well. No, I was thinking of... Kirriemuir is a depressing wee place in the middle of nowhere. It's got the big camera. What's it called? I fucking can't remember what it's called. The camera. Lens Obscura or whatever it's called. I thought Kirriemuir was quite good. What guitar is it then, Sloaney? I always love the look of the Gibson grabber bass. I'd get one of them if it was a bit wealthier, a lot wealthier. I love the way they look. Been mixed reviews. So I had the chance of buying one a few times. They were never They used to be cheap. When I started playing the guitar mid-90s, you used to see Gibson grabber basses for 300 quid. That's how much they were worth. They weren't any more than that. I never really liked the look of them. I remember the wee guitar shop round the corner from the general dealer had a... What's the one that's not the grabber? But it was glitter. It was fretless. And it was a grabber. But it was all like the same as a Glastron speedboat, like large speedboat, large flake glitter pink or whatever it was. And it was only 250 quid. And it was like if it had frets. Ripper. It was a Ripper, it was called. There was a Ripper and a grabber. I never really liked the look of them. David Niven? Well, there you go, huh? No, you've played 3. Peter Pan was born in Kilmere, you're right, Alex, yeah, because I've walked about Kilmere as well and read the things in the window with the Peter Pan shop and all that. No, I played this one. No, I'll go back to the first one. Just in case you were paying attention, this is an RG. So I played this one, then I played the RG 530. Then I played the 350. And then there's the black one. And then there's the 470. I've played enough. And I've not heard back from the guy who... He said he was in hospital with his... I think it was his mum or something. So I was like, well, just maybe get back to him later. David Niven was in this old movie Wolf. Well, there you go. What was the film I watched with him in it? Murder by Death. Wow, this neck's a total baseball bat compared to that, the wizard neck. He was a charmer. So why do you reckon that Ibanez brought out that AZ series rather than just reissue these? Because basically it's the same thing, isn't it? It's a sports strat. There's argument for, there is an argument here for this being the best designed guitar I've got. That's why it's so good. It's like, it is, obviously it's Fujigen built, so it's amazing build quality, but the design is just, it does everything. For the minimum amount of work and money put into it, it does the most. I'm going to have to stop drinking this. I drank a bottle of Bucky last night. Bad for you. So, vote, should I buy the gem? Your Greco acoustic is Fujigen 1971. I don't think Fujigen made acoustic guitars. I think all Japanese electric guitars were made by Terada, I believe. I don't know. I don't think Matsumoku made acoustic guitars either. But I don't know. But these things there was kind of little bits going... Sampling some of the vapes. That's not something I don't know if I want to do it. It's so uncool. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe I will end up vaping. I was so against the rolling cube. But I mean, I'm absolutely loving the rolling cube. Even the week I had there, using that wee valve amp, there's still something about that crisp, clean thing. STV Fuji again made Greco acoustics. That sounds a bit like a I'm putting my foot down. This is a solid fact. There are no solid facts in these things. Maybe they are, yeah, but I don't think Fujigen made acoustics. Not to be said that in that very year, Greco were making their Stratocasters, and they had the contract. Yes, totally, but it was subbed out to Rada. I don't know. I'm saying hearsay. I'm not putting my foot down and saying this is fact because nobody knows. It was all they were for tax reasons and all that shit. Stuff was changed about. Charity shop picked up, made in Romania, Encore Classical, built like a tank. You could bang nails on it. Sounds good, but it sounds like fun. Always buy the gem. Should answer is always yes. I suppose it probably should be. The thing is that I go through this thing in my head where you sit down and go, Appier, what happens if I don't like it? Can I sell it for what I paid for it? And it's like, probably, What colour is the gem? It's a blue floral one. So it's got like a blue, it's got a maple fretboard. And it's got like a blue tree of life on it, and it's got like blue DiMarzios or 2 blue DiMarzios, and then the bridge pickup's been replaced with a black one, and then like blue knobs and a advanced edge. It's got titanium strips in the neck and all that. You know, it's got interesting stuff. It's an expensive guitar. It's just, I do find it quite bizarre that to get a Japanese Ibanez, you have to go higher than that. So you're talking about more than £1,500 to get a Japanese Ibanez, and all my Ibanez are Japanese apart from the new one, you know what I mean? I bet you that guitar you're playing against my Gibson Les Paul Fujigen made by Greco. That's quite strong. How do you know then? Because I have seen the Fujigen factory. Maybe there's a unit that's Oh, you could be right. No, I'm just saying maybe because all the Ibanez ones are Terada, and they were obviously using the Fujigen for the electrics at the time. I don't know if I've really got a go-to guitar. I just think there's a lot in common. This and the one I just bought. This is the modern version of this, where you just get. It's like, I know not that I'm pure huge on IKEA, but see how sometimes you just get like a good IKEA thing. That's like, it's really cheap because it's dead simple, but it's just like a shelf thing and it only costs 25 quid. But it's like, yeah, it's a good design. That's got that in it. It doesn't have extra shit. It's clever. Back brought an 80s Encore Munter. An Encore Munter. What's that Encore Hunter? Is it like a Super Strat of some sort? But if it's cheap, you could probably sell it onto the usual crap. Well, that's it, yeah. Hey, Spicy Tales 1236. Why don't you love travel? A stupid question. Well, I'm starting to feel like I'm wanting to drink more Bucky, and I'm going to try and calm it down. I'm having to end on the guitar of the week though. Well, the thing is, it steps up there. That as my pal, I'm going to go and see the guitar. It's got to be good though. It's got to be better than this. Like, It should be. You know, it's like it costs 4 times as much as this new, so it should be better than this, but it's got to be better than this. If it's not better than this, I can't take it. Ah! It's so easy with its Temu pickup. Hey Michael, what's the difference between your red Bowman is apart from the new best to my old blue? It's totally different. Because I've obviously got the Blazer as well. It's much smaller. It's it's going this way. You can see the shape of this. It's everything is just completely. It's a completely different type of guitar. Far less stratty. I went outside once. Try to come out of your country. I've been out of my country a few times. I've been to England and Ireland, and have I been to Wales? I don't even know. And I'm Switzerland and France, and I went to China and I went to America. So there you go. I've been in several continents, most of them in the east and in the west. So there you go. My go-to guitar is a Fender Tele. Always sounds, plays great no matter what amp I'm in. Elements of that Fender Tele are in this. Part of that amazingness is the simplicity of it, the fact it doesn't have a tremolo bridge and it's just rock solid. For that, this guitar kind of does that as well, yeah. But I mean, I'm a huge Tele fan myself. Super Strat HSS with lots of extra toggle switches. Right, I know the type, yeah. Because I'd love to welcome you in India. Yeah, totally. I like France, but the only problem is it's full of French people. Do they know? Are you wearing your Scotland top? Because I was when Jen went to Paris with her daughter. I remember just staring at you're Scottish all the time. Oh, tell them you're Scottish. Tell them you're Scottish. And it was like, oh yeah. And it was up here. When we said we were Scottish, they started being really nice to us. Yeah. You're actually French don't like the English. It was up here. Oh, have you got a room? Oh, sorry, we have no rooms in the hotel. Up here. Ecosse? And he goes, oh, hold on. We've got some Bucky here. Yeah. The older lads. You've never been to heaven, but you've been to Texas. I've never been to Texas. I do see you as a bit of a Texas Ranger. I was playing a wee bit of Angine de Portween earlier on, or just like it was a riff that just they only could do. It was kind of like. Been to France a few times and it was shite every single time. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, France is boring. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's like. It's not really that far away, is it? That different? You know what I mean? I did find, China absolutely fascinating. And it just, you're saying there, Spicy Tales, 1, 2, 3, 6. Like Spicy Tales, why not go to India? Yeah, totally. I mean, I'd love to go. I would almost said want to have insider information though. I mean, that's when I was in China. It was amazing because my girlfriend was, well, she lived there, so it was like getting to see the real place, not the bit where a normal people would go. But to be honest, nobody. I was there for a month and I saw one white girl on the metro. She was sitting like up here looking at the floor, and I was trying to make eye contact and go, "Hi, I'm white too." But yeah, no, it was mental, absolutely mind blowingly fantastic. And also America was amazing as well, staying with amazing people, and again, you know, sleeping in someone's spare room sort of thing, getting this whole real thing, not hotel, McDonald's, you know, all the usual shit, but actual real places, fucking amazing. Oh. Been trapped in a lift, mugged, and went there when the riots broke out in Paris. No, that does sound a bit shit. Been to France when I went. I don't know. One of my memories in France was going in the... Was it secondary school? I don't even know, when I went on the school trip to Switzerland. And we stopped... Obviously, we were going to Switzerland, but in the middle of the night we stopped in there and everyone was buying like a Twix and a Mars bar and something else because it was the same thing but it had a different name. I think one of them was called, was it a Drift? I can't remember. But I remember everyone going, up here, look, I've bought. And also EastEnders, the logo was like a petrol station or something like that. And it was like, so you could get like an EastEnders lighter that had EastEnders on it. I remember that. Good food and good climate. Spent 10 summers in Provence. No, prefer darkness, cold Sweden. Eating potatoes. Hey Megabits, anybody's about to get Peter Green's blues amp sound without any pedals, particularly his early blues stuff like Dust by Broom. Would you know? Yes, you totally don't need any pedals, he never had any. What you need is to be a good clean sound, and it sounds ridiculous, but it's all in the playing, but you could totally do it. Peter Green sitting there with the Boss Katana on JC Clean or whatever that equivalent is. He'd be able to do it, and he would sound like Peter Green. But I don't really know any Peter Green. Would try and play it clean on an Ibanez RG, so I'd put it in the middle pickup, I suppose. Don't know. I mean, I used to be able to... a wee bit of overdrive on it, maybe, a bit of bridge pickup. But you're talking about the blues stuff, which I don't really know. The German mate said Frank Zappa was right. Paris stinks of piss. Japan is my bucket list. I was going to go. Oh, that's a shame. But then you had to wait for him to... No, sorry. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it sounds like a shit one. Sloaney. But the thing about Japan, I know... I'm a cheap bastard. One of the things that blew me away about China, but you need somebody there, is the fact that things were cheap and you could go to expensive restaurants and it cost the same as going to McDonald's here, sort of thing. To be honest, the expensive restaurants weren't really that much more expensive than McDonald's, but you go in and you get, everything you bought was handmade. The food was just, everything I've ever eaten in my life has been shite compared to everything I ate in China. And I went to America and it was worse than what we get, but in China the food was so, and it's not like, I'm not talking about we weren't just going to fancy restaurants, which everything, when we first touched down, David was like, happy, do you want a Burger King? Because she was getting one for the taxi driver, and I was like, pure, I could go to China and get a Burger King, but I was pure starving like aye. And it was the best Burger King I'd ever had. It was ridiculous. It wasn't like what we get or what the Americans get as a Burger King. This was like because they've got Burger King, but across the road there's another shop, like a shop that cooks real Chinese food. So they've got to compete. So it was fucking amazing. Yeah, I would just ate so much. It was fucking amazing. Same when I go to London for a couple of weeks. That sounds good, yeah, totally. My van to Spain in the summer. I'd love an excuse to do it. Green with a cheap Les Paul and a Katana. Yeah, you could definitely do it, yeah. Put you in a spot? I don't fucking worry about that, Jesus. But the thing is, it's just like with something, even that wee Laney Valve amp I've got, that and this guitar, I could do, without like no pedals at all, this and that wee Laney valve amp, or this and that rolling cube with the rat pedal. I could do everything I want to do with this guitar and nothing, no other equipment. It's lovely having the Strat and the telly and I don't need it. Went to Bulgaria. Remember the fall of communism, the black market was an eye-opener. Sounds amazing. American guy I met in Woodlands Road about 30 years ago. Well, there you go. I got invited to go to America with an artist I'd only met a couple of months before, and it was up here. Yeah, I'll go and basically just be a roadie, and then we ended up staying an extra week working in a guitar shop in Pennsylvania. Like just basically I worked during the day. The owner of the guitar shop had a brain bleed and was in hospital. So we're like, we'll look after your shop. I sold a $900 John Petrucci signature guitar because a guy was sitting at the lights outside and I was just basically working my way through the guitars in the shop, just setting them up and playing them because I thought they were interesting, doing videos, and I was playing Sabbath stuff like in a video, and a guy was sitting at the lights outside, and then he came in and he's like, yeah, I heard you were playing War Pigs a minute ago. I thought, all right, yeah, hi. He was like, yeah, I was just sitting at the lights. I didn't even know there was a guitar shop here. And he bought a £900 guitar the following day. Amazing. That's why I've got that Corker guitar. But brilliant fun. Last time I was in London. I went down to London. My first time in London was the Voodoo Lounge Stones tour. 1995, so I would have been like 16, 17, and it was like 8 of us went down, and it was an absolute ball, and it was absolutely lovely. And then I went down a few times. I went to see Mike Oldfield in '99. I went to see the Who Quadrophenia tour. Neil Young. I'm trying to think. I've been down about 10 times just for gigs. And then at one time I had to go down. My uncle died, and me and my dad went down and we dealt with his, cleaned out his house and stuff like that. So I was down in Essex for a week, and that time was different. Things had changed, and then that last time I was down at a baby metal concert, I ended up arriving at 6 a.m. with no sleep and sitting there, and I just felt like a pure alien place. The vibe was horrible. Maybe it just depends what mood you're in. London now compared to London. Okay, so it's not just me then. No, I just felt it was like, I thought it was all to do with the independence thing and all that. But I'm going down to Wembley and all that. It was all fucking amazing. But just like that time I was down there and I had to stay for 2 weeks. And we went to this horrible mall because, we're getting shopping. I was staying there for 2 weeks and it's like having to go to normal places. And it was hot and just everyone was so angry. So angry all the time. And it was just like, and we're walking around this. And it's just everywhere you'd be sitting there, you'd just be walking through. It was quite busy, and then it would just be a fucking just two folk would just push past each other, just pure like a pure tinderbox. It was really fucking nervous. And then that last time I went down to baby metal, it was a year after that, and it was like just this vibe. And saying that time I went down to baby metal, I came out the bus stop and it was like, well, Wayne's bus gets in at 10 at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I was just standing there like that. Well, I wonder what I could do. And this old guy on a bike with a helmet on. So I was like, up here, you look lost. Can I help you, son? And I was like, up here. Well, I'm meeting my pal here and like at 10 o'clock. I'm down to see a concert. What can I do for a few hours? He's like, up here, the Horse Guards Parade's just a couple of blocks up there. So, very nice. He was exceptionally nice, but everyone else just pure. Horrible. I always wanted to try iced American tea. It was shit. Tasted like cold tea. Have you ever tried bubble tea, which was a big Chinese thing? First time I ever got bubble tea was in the mall with Civet, a pure expensive mall in China. It's like, what's that? Oh, bubble tea, try that. And I was like, pure, all right. It was tea with a big straw. And it was like pure. And then it was like, I did not know that there was like jelly balls in it and bits of fruit and shit. So it was like that, immediately just hitting the gag reflex because I wasn't expecting it to be lumpy. I was expecting it to be tea. And then later on, she got one, the chauffeur his wife owned I just opened an ice cream shop, and he came in and it was just called pudding flavour, or that was what it translated at, and it was bubble tea pudding flavour, and he had this big straw, it was about that thick, and in it was chunks of apple and orange and all this shit, and it was the most sickly amazing thing. Like, honestly, this was like say you get those banana milkshakes from McDonald's that are so thick and they take you about an hour to eat. Imagine that, but 100,000 times better. You could just sit in this. It was like one sip was like your total eyes burnt open with just the amount of sugar in it, and then it just lasted all day. Fucking amazing. I was back in London a couple of years ago. For a nice normal person, there's 50 twats. I don't know. London sounds a bit like London. London, angry. Bubble tea is tapioca. Oh, it was the thought, if I'd known it had lumps in it, but if obviously you're sitting there going, up here. So it was up here. What happened to you? What happened there? Because I was up here. I guess I'm drinking that. Why not? Is that pure something wrong? It's like being sick backwards. But then it's like, really, I'm just not really that much of a tea fan. Got a similar shock later on when I was up here in the bathroom, like up here. Oh, I brushed my teeth, took a toothbrush. Like, here we go. Colgate. That's fine. Da, da, da. Everything normal. Colgate. It's like pure eye, but the leaf on the thing where it says Colgate just looks the same as normal toothpaste. It wasn't a mint leaf. It was a tea leaf. So it was tea flavoured teeth, and you're like, okay, but once I knew that's what had happened, I just immediately put it in like something bang, bang, something wrong. But yeah, you go. It's not that bad. Why not have tea flavoured toothpaste? But I mean, yeah. Paisley. My favourite thing in the US was IHOP 1,500 calorie steak omelette. The best thing we got for eating the whole time I was in America was in one of the supermarkets, which had like a bizarre zombie apocalypse, to be honest. But they had like a robot that was doing the hoovering, but it was full height, and it was like pure like had a smiley face and all that. And you're like, what the fuck's going on here? And an entire aisle for mallow. Like just mallow? What, just mallow? I mean, it's like my whole life I know 4 things that are mallowy. You get like the mallow thing, the wee biscuits, and then you get the, I suppose, turnip tea cakes, and then you get marshmallows, and then flumps. You know what I mean? But there's a whole fucking aisle of it. Yeah. But we got a cooked chicken. It was fucking brilliant. Shoe Kite flavour toothpaste. Paisley is an absolute shithole, but it's always been one, so it's not that much of a show. That's where I was sitting there, and I was like, I was talking to the keyboard player and singer in Atomic Rooster. He was just wanting to nip it for a wee smoke. And it was kind of like, pure, is that pure? He walking past me, standing outside the venue. And I'm like, all right, how's it going? Is that pure? His hood up, that pure? Oh, yeah. It's like, fucking singing was amazing. And I was just walking up, so I'd walk up behind him, and I was like, I was just going to be smoking around the corner, and I was like, it's fucking Paisley, man, tell you what. Let's go over to my car. He's like, right, where's your car? And it's like, it's that white one. All right, okay, so we're just basically around the corner. And, yeah, but I mean, he could have got battered. I'm all right, I just know how to run. And also, when we were in my car, I could have slammed the doors closed. I'm not really that scared of Paisley. I worked there for a while. Well, no. Okay, it's a little bit like the thing that I'm not scared of the angle grinder. I treat the angle grinder with respect. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not frivolous with that angle grinder. I'm not frivolous with Paisley. Somebody knocks over my pint, I'll apologise. You know what I mean? Somebody says, what you're looking at? Nothing, pal, on you go. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be... Was it up here? Oh, mate, you just walked into me. No, then I'll get shot. It'd be like, pure, never mind, sorry, pal, I'll apologise. So, what a guitar safari that could be this week. I hope, see if my pal takes that yellow Godin as a swap, I'll just do it. £300, I don't mind saying, is outside my comfort zone for a guitar. That's as much as my most expensive guitars are. We're getting close to the most expensive guitars I own, and I don't think it's not no even the best will in the world. This is not going to make it into my top 10, so I need to be logical about it. See what happens. Can. What was I talking about Can earlier on? With I was like, pure yes. What about, have you seen? Well, it doesn't exist, but wouldn't it be a good name for a film, Mr. Whitesnake? I just want a wee bit of credit for writing it, right? And it's obviously, this would be like a sort of, I'm thinking, you know, like scantily clad maidens, lots of. What about the Bath of Can? Where basically he just has a bath and there's like hundreds of booze and food brought to him and hundreds of women. Yeah, sorry, I'll change that there. In Buffalo, we had American breakfast. It could have fed Scottish family for over a week. I had stuff called Scrapple. The first time we went in, it was up here, we're into a wee sort of diner thing. It was like looking at stuff and up here, da-da-da, burger, da-da-da. What? Scrapple? It was like, so I had Scrapple. That was something else, yeah. Said twice, I mean, and you're a woman, Sloanie, so one would think that you're less likely to get stabbed being a woman than you are being a man. So basically, what you're saying is, if I'd been you, I would have been stabbed, because obviously being a man, I'm twice as likely to be stabbed than a woman, yeah? Because I mean, some of them must have some dignity, hold the door open for you, kick some guy in the knob, shoot him, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Paisley. Obviously, what, it's a Friday night or a Saturday? No, but I mean, if it's during the day, I can't be fine. Lots of bubble tea going down in the West End. It was only the pudding flavour, and that was obviously a translation into pudding. Whatever that was, it was fucking... It did have condensed milk in it, but it was like the most amazing... You know what, like, see when you take a sip of Bailey's, like a wee tiny sip, and it's absolutely glorious, but it makes you feel sick really quickly. You couldn't drink lots of it. It was the intensity of that Bailey's taste, and not an entirely dissimilar taste, but different. But it just got better the more you drank it. It came in a fucking litre cup thing. Fucking amazing. And then just when you were sucking it up through the straw, you get wee slices of apple and grape and shit, which would kind of... The tartness would wipe out some of the pudding flavour. Oh, fucking amazing. Yeah, so... Coming up next week, then, Sloanie, I will do Coffee Depot series of guitars. I'll do a coffee table week. Assuming I don't get thingy. I watched RoboCop the other week. Last week. It was fucking amazing. Used to own pubs in Paisley, both stabbing incident happens when I was walking on the road. The worst thing in the pubs was a guy came with me with a naval pike. Like, what was like a pike? As in, on the front of Argus, attached to his navel. So it would be like a sort of, came at you with a naval pike. Is it literally that? Or is it, you mean his willy? Right, okay. And when I said stabbed, I thought you meant with a knife. I didn't realise you meant the Rosebud and the Tartan Bar. I played on the main street in Hamish's house with Jesse Ray. And he nearly got arrested. The police were there and all that because he had a sword and he was like, he had his radio mic and he told us that basically, see, if the police do arrest me, I want you to keep playing and I'll continue singing on his radio mic. And we're like, on you go, Jesse. That'll be amazing. And it's a 6 foot pole with a spike and a hook on the end. Yeah, that's what I thought a naval pike would be. Yeah. To be honest, it's your own fault for letting them into your pub with a naval pike. Rock on. Love y'all. If you haven't liked, like. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And as usual, thanks for all the comments and shit. I'm busy just now, so I'm not as productive with the videos, but I'm still trying to put them out. There could be an interesting one this week. I'm not sure whether I should be buying that gem, but I mean, on paper, I can always sell it, and I'm sure it'll do all right. Rock on.